In the middle of the reservoir, there is an island. And in the middle of the island, there is a temple called Neak Pean. And behind me is one of the ports. There are 4 ports for the boats in those days. I have told you that there are 5 pools, one in the middle, 4 smaller ones surrounding. The combination of 5 pools, it becomes a red cross if you look it from the drone. Good afternoon everyone. I am Mausokheim, a local guide for Angkor Wat based in Siem Reap and in Phnom Penh. This afternoon I'm taking you to visit one of the reservoirs. This reservoir is located in Siem Reap and it is between Prek Khanh and Ta Saom. This reservoir is a man-made, it's not natural. So the size of the reservoir is 3,600 by 900 meters. That's the size of it. Everyone, this is a new bridge, was built recently. Originally, there's no bridge. This island could be reached by boat originally. There's no bridge like today. We are now walking to the island. And the island is situated in the middle of the Barai. This Barai, that is the name that our ancestors call it in the old day, Barai. Barai is a man-made reservoir using for irrigation system, using for the water supply. If you came here before 2007, there's no water. All covered by trees and vegetation. That was before 2007. But after 2007, that was the restoration from the Apsara authority. That they learned the waterways because they understood this used to be a reservoir back to 12th century, late 12th centuries. And it used to fill up water. But later on, from 15th century until 19th centuries, we abandoned and we stopped using this. And the water system, the drainage system did not work anymore. And then only vegetation and jungles. That's the reason why before 2007, there's no water. In 2008, after learning the waterways, and the authority tried to rebuild, tried to restore, and tried to change the waterways direction. And today, this reservoir is supplied by Siem Reap River. We try to make this reservoir back to life. This reservoir can hold water more than 5 million cubic meters. And this reservoir was constructed under the reign of King Jayavarman VII, and the name of the reservoir, we call it Jayatataka. And this is the last reservoir was constructed during the Khmer Empire, late 12th and early 13th centuries. In the middle of the reservoir, there is an island. And in the middle of the island, there is a temple called Neak Pean. It's beautiful because this place could be reached by boat originally. There's no walkway, there's no bridges like today. This is not the only one reservoir, but we have many reservoirs. The biggest one called Western Reservoir, Western Barai. It's about 8 kilometers in long, 2.2 kilometers in wide. That is the biggest one that's still active using today, called Western Barai. The Eastern Reservoir, now very dry, no water. We also have reservoir at Lolei, Rolus Group in Bakong district. Behind me is an island. This island is 350 meters by 350 meters. It's a square. And this island now covered by the vegetation and jungle. And behind me is one of the ports. There are 4 ports for the boats in those days. The port for where they start their boat is from the eastern part of Brakhan temple. There's also a port where they can get the boat to come to this temple. Since we restore the reservoir and we fill up with water, after 2008, all of the trees, the vegetation died. Maybe some of you confusing, maybe some of you complains, how come that the authority killed the trees in here? But some of you probably did not know that originally it was water like today. Based on the experts that they know what types of medicine from the plants, from the trees, from the roots. So it is believed that this area used to be the place where our ancestors grow traditional medicines, because this place was one of the ancient hospitals back to the old days. King Jayavarman VII built 102 hospitals, and this is one of the biggest hospitals that built during King Jayavarman VII. Some local people still come to this place if they know traditional medicine from the tree leaves, tree barks, tree roots. They cut it and they take it home. Around 5 pools, every corner. There are 4 different buildings in every corner. And this building made from laterite. And these buildings, we believe that this is the place where the patients came and talked to the traditional healers, to the doctors in the old day, just to discuss what kinds of disease. That's a place we use for. On this island, there is a temple called Neak Pean. And this Neak Pean, it is believed that one of the most important hospitals back to the old day. This hospital was built under the reign of King Jayavarman VII. King Jayavarman VII, he built 102 hospitals. And it is believed that this is the most important hospitals. This temple, Neak Pean, designed with 5 different pools. There are 4 smaller ones around the bigger one. And then from north, east, southwest, from the bigger pools, you see 4 buildings with the roof on top. And then each building containing 4 different heads. So these 4 different animal heads represent the 4 different elements. Horse head represent to the air. Lion represent to the fire. Human head represent to the earth. And then elephant head represent to the water. Back to the old day, when patient came to the hospital, to the temple, they needed to know what elements they were. If they were water elements, so they need to go to the buildings that represent the water elements, so with the elephant head there. If they are earth elements, they go to the human heads. According to Buddhism, the central pool of Prasat Neak Pean represents to the lake on top of Himalaya mountain. In Buddhism, they call that lake Anautata. It is believed that the water from that lake is holy water. This holy water can cure different types of diseases and can cleanse sins. Because of this symbol, King Jayavarman VII chose this location to build the artificial Anautata lake right in the middle of the man-made reservoir and in the middle of the artificial island for his own people using in those days. Prasat Neak Pean became a Buddhist hospital because of that reason. Around Neak Pean, the island, there are many different species of traditional medicines. I believe they were grown around this area for medicine supplies. Not only here, but to the other hospitals as well. Until nowadays, traditional healers always come to the island and looking for traditional medicines like grass, plants, leaves, tree barks, etc. to produce the traditional medicines. I have told you that there are 5 pools, one in the middle, 4 smaller ones surrounding. The combination of 5 pools, it becomes a red cross if you look it from the drone. You also can see 2 snake statues, the tail entwined at the west and 2 heads facing to the east, supporting the foundation of the temple in the middle. The sign of red cross plus snake stay in the middle has become the logo of pharmacy store that they still use it as a symbol until nowadays. Now everyone, come back to our temple history. Do you know a long time ago in the early history of Cambodia, our ancestor chose the cave of the mountain for worshipping. They just had a statue in there, is enough for worship. Some 100 years later, they could build a massive temple on the summit of the mountain. You also can see a lot of temples built on the ground. Tens and hundreds of temples. Start from the mountain cave, summit of the mountain on the ground. Moreover, our ancestor could build the temple in the water. As you see, Neak Pean is an example. That was the amazing knowledge and skills that ordinary people today had to understand it. Everyone, now I am walking you around to see some of the pools and let you understand where did our ancestor get the clean water from. You already have known that Prasat Neak Pean was built on the artificial island surrounded by water. Do the water from the reservoir directly go to feed the 5 pools in the middle? The answer is no. When the reservoir fills up with water, the central ponds of Prasat Neak Pean get underground water from the reservoir. It means the water from the reservoir absorbs under the ground to fill up the central pool. That was the only way that the 4 smaller pools get water from the big one in the middle. Based on the Apsara authority official, they did some excavation part of the smaller pools. They found out amazing technique. They found very thick clay covered the bottom and the bank of the smaller pools. And then sandstone were put later on for the stone steps to go down. We find out the function or the role of the thick clay on the bank or in the bottom of the smaller pools is to avoid water absorbing from the reservoir. Everyone, it was just extraordinary work. They did it 1,000 years ago. Amazing. Everyone, just to clarify one more time to all of you, the central tower of Prasat Neak Pean get water from the reservoir. by absorbing under the ground, but not for 4 smaller pools. When the water from the central pool was purified, it shares to the smaller pools surrounding by water spouts connected to the 4 different heads: human, lion, horse, and elephant. And holy water is ready for using in different purposes like healing, curing, cleaning sin, or blessing, depending on what elements they were. If you are earth, you go to the human head at the east. If you are fire, you go to lion head at the south. If you are wind, you go to the horse head at the west. If you are water, you go to the elephant head at the north. Everyone, please come to visit Prasat Neak Pean. It offers you a great scenery. When you walk on the new bridge recently built, the scenery around you is like the ocean. An artificial island, it's like a floating island in the middle of the ocean. It is very popular and it attracts so many local and international visitors to come to visit this place. It's like today you are seeing now a group of local people coming here to set up a small religious ceremony with a lot of, by say, lotus, incense, candle, etc. for temple offering. It's also show you that the temple is active used by local people in Cambodia until nowadays. Thank you very much for watching my video till the end. I wish all of you have good health, good luck. In order to get more video, please do not forget to press like, share, follow my page, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.